Are you lacking a little bit of energy? Do you need a little bit of a boost? Or maybe you just want a tasty beverage? I got you covered. Introducing G Fuel, a sugar-free formula with loads of different flavors to choose from that'll give you a boost. These are a couple of the flavors out of the many that I really like. Now, G Fuel also has a non-caffeine line called Hydration, and these are absolute bangers containing a lot of electrolytes and vitamins. You can also get a starter kit which contains a shaker with a bunch of sachets of different flavors for you to try it so you can pick your favorites. By using code SALT, you can get 30% off on your purchase right now. Link in the description of the video. If you miss the salt, it's not my fault. What's up, you? For today's video, we're the full, smallest, legendary, and mythical Pokemon team. I'll be using the smallest ones from Pokemon Sword and Shield because some of them actually are in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl as well. Can you guess what those Pokemon are besides Cosmog? Put a comment below, see if you can guess the other 5 right now before the video starts. Don't spoil yourself. Alright, I'll be using the nickname section to put the sizings into if you are curious about that. Now, the first battle here out of 2, this one is against Alu, and we have a Rotom Oven as the lead here. I've got a selfie. Quick, let me take a selfie. Actually, you can actually do that in New Scarlet and Violet. I was just making a joke. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so Azelf is going to be the lead Pokemon here. This is a mix set. So we got Explosion, Dazzling Gleam, Extra Sentry, Fire Punch, Normal Gem as the item, Max Special Attack, and Max Attack. So full-on mix set. I got Trick TR69, so it's already a troll battle. So going for Extra Sentry on the Rotom again. They're hoping for a flinch, but I never got one. However, I got a Thunder Wave and it just slid right on by me. So I finished the Rotom off there with the Disrespect Fire Punch because it tricked me TR69. Alright, that's something that I would do. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Berserker, and it's nice and shiny as well. Now, I got to tell you an interesting story as well, people. I actually picked up a big wooden crate, and as soon as I was picking up, I'm like, what's the chances that I get a million splinters in my hand? Well, it happened. So I'm pulling these splinters out of my finger with scissors and tweezers before the video. It wasn't very fun because I'm buried really deep. But that's going to be the last time I ever do that again. Have you ever got that before? Wooden splinters in your hand? Actually quite painful. It's imagine a tiny little thing causing you so much pain. So anyway, back to the battle. I just thought I'd share that with you as an exciting story before I started editing this video. We got the Berserker fainted there to a double Fire Punch there. So that was interesting. And I also got the Poison as well. So you might be able to see what sort of team we got going here. From my opponent, of course. Now, the next Pokemon is going to be Parmesan and Parmesan Cheese. I like some Parmesan cheese on my spaghetti. Now, I could go for a Dazzling Gleam or an Extra Sentry. I was like, you know what? Let's go for Extra Sentry. Let's get that flinch there in case it, is a focus I've set. So I went for Extra Sentry. However, it is not Parmesan. It is a Zoroark. It's a troll set. I smelled a rat when I seen the Fling and Throat Spray, and now it's gonna get the TR69 back there. So this is getting swapped around like musical chairs. So my next Pokemon I'm gonna bring in, I'm feeling a little bit salty after getting trolled there, is Cosmog. Now, this Cosmog set, it was an absolute banger. I've got Teleport, Splash, Max Health, and Max Defense with a Sticky Barb. So now I'm going to get TR69 flung at my Cosmog. Almost dropped me in one shot there. That did a lot of damage. And now we're going to go for Splash. I'm like, okay, if they got Thief, they're going to have to Thief the Sticky Barb, aren't they? So that's going to be excellent. So here it comes. I was waiting for the Thief, and it used Hyper Voice instead. Come on. So the Cosmog is going to faint there in a salty rage. So I was like, okay, that's it. That's enough trolling. Now we're going to go into Jirachi. Now, I couldn't nickname the Jirachi as well because this was an event, but he was 0.3, I believe. Now, this Jirachi set is a pretty cool. It's like a Doom Design Metronome set. Here comes the Thief from Parmesan and is going to steal my Quick Claw. I've also got Max Attack and Max Special Attack, and we're going to go for Doom Design to start things off here. Now, the other moves I've got Metronome as well. I mentioned that one, and I've also got Protect as well. So Protect works nicely with Doom Design at the same time. So we got the Parmesan go for a Fling Quick Claw, almost actually taking me out right there. And now Jirachi is going to go for a Metronome. The other move I got is Water Pulse 2 with Serene Grace. So we're going to get Autonomized, which is actually quite good because I can actually double my speed and I can go for, Protect the next turn or, chose to attack the Parmesan. I decided to go for Protect this turn to, stall out another turn for the Doom Desire. So here comes the High Voice. That's going to do nothing to Jirachi, and here comes Doom Desire. Jirachi, if you notice, actually opens its, the eye in its stomach to use that attack. Here's the Troller's Arc, and it's going to be funny. I'm going to be real there, right? There's been so many people lately that have used Zoroark against it. They're trying to, every single waking moment, they're trying to make me salty. Now, the next Pokemon is Delibird. What's that called? Feliz Navidad. And I can go for a Doom Desire here, which would be pretty good. Now, it might have Fake Out. It might not. I decide to stay regardless. And there you go. You can see Jirachi's eyes. So go for Doom Desire. We got a special Delibird here, and it is a Disrespect KO. I'm not losing to a special Delibird. Hell no. So I've got 3 more Pokemon left here. Has any of your guesses been right what the smallest Pokemon or mythical legendary Pokemon would be? So we got Mesprit here. This is also kind of similar to the Jirachi set. We got Future Sight, Trick and Ring, Target, Protect, and Calm Mind. So I wanted to make doubly sure that I could land my Psychic type move on absolutely everything. Delibird is going to go for a Fling Light Ball. That's not going to do a lot of damage. However, it's going to paralyze me. So maybe you can see what sort of thing my opponent is running now. It's quite a tricky one. I'm not actually sure if I've done this myself. I could have. I'd have to cast my mind back. So I've got Calm Mind going here. So I can always fire off the Future Sight as well, but you can't do them at the same time with Doom Desire and Future Sight. I'm sure someone will ask that question. So it's going to steal the ring target there, of course, and I'm going to go for Calm Mind. I'm going to try and boost my special attack and special defense. So it's going to be mainly boosting the power of Future Sight. The Mesprit's EV spread is max health, max special attack with Modest Nature, and everything else. So here comes the Doom Desire, and that's going to be the end of the Delibird, which I guess when you're using other Pokemon's items, you can't have stuff like a Focus Sash. Next Pokemon is actually going to be the Permission this time, not the Zoroark. I was like, okay, well, I can get Future Sight off here. That's going to do some good damage, So I was hoping I could live this turn. So here comes a Fling King's Rock. So that's actually going to automatically flinch me. Doesn't do a lot of damage to me, though. So I'm going to get my flinch there from the King's Rock that was flung to me. And now Permission is going to be Dynamax. Okay. I think this is going to use Dynamax Fling, because I don't know if it's got any other. I think it's obviously have Thief and Fling, right? So it's going to be Max Darkness 1,000%. Now, if you've noticed this team so far, it's very, very weak to Dark. Practically every single Pokemon is weak to Dark type moves. It's funny because out of all of these Pokemon, they're all Psychic basically, so they're all weak to Dark type moves. It's funny how that worked out. I know there's a lot of Psychic legendaries and Mythicals, but it was just interesting how that did work out. So I've got 2 more Pokemon remaining here. I've got my Cosmoem. This thing is a Rocky Helmet Teleport Cosmo Power Splash Set. Max health and max defense here. So I was like, I'm going to stall out a couple of turns here, or at least try and get something going here, right? So I'm going to be a 2-hit KO from Permission. So I'm going to go for Teleport this turn. Teleport's got that -6 in priority, so I know that I'm always going to go second. So I can just, get the Rocky Helmet damage and get it out of the battle here. Unfortunately, against a Dynamax Pokemon, it's not going to work so well. Now we're going to go into our final Pokemon, which is Uxie, and this is probably one of the best Pokemon on my team. So I'm going to swap that out and swap the Cosmoem back in here. So there's only 2 more Pokemon on either side. Well, there was 2 more Pokemon on either side. So here comes a Max Knuckle from the Permission. That is going to be boosting its attack on the Cosmoem. Now, Cosmoem has Sturdy. Don't ask me why it has Sturdy for, but I really, really wish that it had Unaware like Cosmog, as an ability. That would be really good. So I really can't do a lot of it. I can go for Teleport, that's about it. Permission's going to go for U-Turn, so it did have a attacking move apart from a Dark type move there. It's going to take a little bit of Rocky Helmet damage there, and my Cosmoem is going to fade. Just when I thought I didn't have to use Cosmog and Cosmoem again, they came right back here. At least this will probably definitely the last time I actually use it. Next Pokemon is going to be Sudowoodo, and it's called Would You Kindly. Would you kindly faint, So we're going to go to Uxie here, and it's time to hit the Desperation Dynamax button. So I've got Power Up Punch, Play Rough, Psycho Cut, and Ice Punch. My EV spread is, we're running a Speedy set this time, so I've got Max Speed, Jolly Nature, and Max Attack. I've got the item as Assault Vest too, so this is very, very bulky in Dynamax, and just in general, I reckon it's probably out of Mesprit and Uxie, they're very bulky. As else more of like a glass cannon, more offensive and very, very weak on its defenses. So we're gonna go for a Dynamax Uxie. It's looking down to that Sudowoodo. It's like sleeping on it, and here comes the Max Knuckle. I'm like, I know what's going to happen here because Sudowoodo's got a Flame Orb. You already know what's going to happen here, don't you, right? So I had to go for Max Knuckle there. Here comes the Fling and the Fling Flame Orb, which is, of course, going to burn my Uxie. So that sucks. So I'm a physical attacker. That is going to affect me. So I've got 2 more turns of Dynamax. It's like I've had no doubt I can take Sudowoodo out at least, and I'm confident that I can live like whatever attacks that this thing actually has. I don't know what it's going to be though. So I could go for Max Knuckle again. Not going to waste any time there. Going to press that A button, and here we go, people. So 1 more Max Knuckle will take out the Sudowoodo, So that's pretty good. We've got the shiny Sudowoodo too, which is pretty nice. It's going to have counter, and counter does a pretty good amount of damage here. But I've got lots of health here, and when we're in Dynamax, stuff like Miracle and counter, you really have to have a fair bit of health yourself, right? Didn't mean to write that, to take a Dynamax Pokemon out with counter and Miracle. So that is going to be the end of my Dynamax and also the end of the Sudowoodo. So all that's left is that Permission we've seen before. Now, we know that Permission has a Dark-type move. I'm sure that it has Fling, and we know that it's got U-turn as well. So I was like, well, I'm positive I can live a U-turn from this thing. I've got Psycho Cut, which should be able to take it out there because I've got +3 in attack. I know that I'm burned. So, okay, let's go for Psycho Cut. This should easily go down here. So, go for Psycho Cut. I do have a chance of critting too, and it just lives. I was so close. So, okay, that's fine. I can easily live this. So, here comes the Thief from Permission, and the Thief critical hits my Uxie. You wouldn't read about it. So, that's the end of the battle, people. I would have got the next one, but my critting move, it stole my Assault Vest too, if you know what I'm saying. My critting move didn't crit, but their normal move critted me. Like, you wouldn't read about it. I have to say I'm very salty after that one. Let's get on to battle number 2. You know what? We're going to pretend that battle never happened, right? Welcome to the first battle of the video here. This is a battle against Lychee, and we may have some sort of a theme team here as well. Now, my first Pokemon is going to be Cosmoem here. Now, Cosmoem is the greatest leader you could ever want in your life, right? So I just want to see what moves Palisade's going to have, and it's going to go for a trick. So I got tricked a Toxic Orb. So I'm getting given a lot of items here at the moment. Like, people deliberately try and make me salty. So swapping out the Cosmoem there due to the teleport, and now we're going to go into Cosmog. So I just want to see what other moves this actually has to use against, Cosmoem and Cosmog, getting both of them mixed up. It's going to go for a Sand Tomb here. So it's got Sand Tomb and Trick. Interesting. So I can sort of see what they're doing. They give you the Toxic Orb, and then they trap you in with the Sand Tomb. So it seems to be a passive Palisade. We're going to go into Mesprit now. So I thought with the Levitate, I could get around the Sand Tomb at least, and then I could go for Future Sight and try and set up on this thing. I could even get that Rocky Helmet back Palisade stole from the Cosmoem earlier on. So it's going to go for Sand Tomb here, which straight away tells me that they don't have anything to do to me at all aside from using Trick, but then they'd have to trick the Rocky Helmet away, which is, kind of a handy item, and they've got no idea what sort of item that Mesprit's going to have. So Palisade's going to go for a Sand Attack here. So far, I've seen Trick, Sand Attack, and Sand Tomb. So none of the moves can even do any damage at all. So I'm going to waste no time here. Let's get the Palisade Ring target. There's no Dark-type Pokemon on their team. I may as well grab myself a handy item. It's better than nothing. Now, Palisade could go for another trick here, of course, but that doesn't really matter too much, so we're just sort of stalling up the Future Sight. Here comes Future Sight. Excellent damage there, almost taking out the Palisade. I'm going to set up another Future Sight on Palisade here. The next one will be able to take it out. So Palisade is literally just using Sand Attack over and over and over again on Mesprit. So like, okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to swap Mesprit out, and then I'm going to go to another Pokemon, being the Jirachi. So Jirachi's got Doom Desire as well, so all I've got to do is wait for Future Sight to land, then I can use Doom Desire on the next Pokemon. So Palisade's going to go for a Sand Attack on the incoming Jirachi. I was like, okay, well, I can just finish this with Water Pulse. If for some odd reason I miss, which I very much doubt, it'll land on the Future Sight. So, of course, Water Pulse misses after one Sand Attack, and Sand Tomb is going to land on Jirachi. It does a little bit of damage, I guess, to Jirachi. And we're going to get the Future Sight landing, and Palisade is going to be fighting. Thank goodness. That was just like pure annoying. It was like an annoying, like toxic stalling Sand Tomb trapping set. Now the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Machamp here. It's got them pecs, it's got them muscles, and those big fingers. So we're going to go for Doom Desire here. Now,
Doom Desire is definitely not going to fake Machamp in one shot. Absolutely not. I'm going to need the help of Water Pulse, and maybe Metronome can help out. So Machamp's going to go for a Focus Energy here. So that's going to make it crit. I'm sure they've got like scope plans or something like that. And guess what? I got Metronome draining Kiss. Like, you wouldn't read about it. That was excellent damage there. I was like, that's really, really good. And I got a critical hit. So that sort of makes up for the first battle. Well, kind of for the first battle. Maybe a little bit. Actually, no, it didn't make up for that. I'm still sorry. So Machamp's going to go for a payback here. It's going to go second, and it's going to do a lot of damage. I don't even know how Jirachi lived that. That was crazy live. So Jirachi lives on 3 health there. I go for Protect. The Machamp actually goes for Endure here, but since I use Protect, the Endure is going to fail, and Doom Desire is going to land there. So that's the end of the Machamp. So that was excellent. I still don't know how Jirachi actually lived that crit from Payback, because that got the double boost too. I guess Jirachi's overall bulk sort of allowed to live that. So next Pokemon is Berserker. Oh, another Berserker, and Quick Law is going to activate it. I really needed that, because I had Fake Out. Like, come on. I can't catch a break in this video. So Jirachi is going to Fake Tear. Don't worry, I've got the Cavalry in the back, Cosmog and Cosmo. Can't wait to send them in. So here comes Gyro Ball from Berserker. That's not going to do a lot because, Cosmo isn't exactly fast itself. So go for the Teleport there. Just wanted to see what Berserker was going to do. And now I can actually go into another Pokemon, being Azelf. So Azelf has got Fire Punch. This is like Deja Vu on the first battle. So I've got to go for a Fire Punch. I know that it's going to be a 2-hit KO, so let's go ahead and use that. So punching a Berserker, hoping for a burn, which never happened. And wait, another Fling? Here comes Fling and Iron Ball, and Azelf is going to fade. Man, I'm sick of Fling right now. Like, I'm sick of that move. So that's the end of Azelf. I've lost like 2 really good Pokemon, and now we're going to go into Mesprit. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to bring Uxie in just yet, because that's sort of my clutch Dynamax Pokemon if things go bad. Well, things are going bad, but it's all good. We're going to go for Future Sight there on Berserker. That should be more than enough to actually faint it. So it's got Comet as well. So the idea, it's not even Christmas, is going to steal the Rocky Helmet, and now it's got it, right? So I was like, you know what? Bugger that. I'm going to go for Trick. I'm getting my item back there because I know what they're going to do. They're going to fling it right back at me and make me salty. So Fling failed, right? You wouldn't believe it. And now the Future Sight is going to land on the Berserker and take it out. That was a crazy play there. It was just funny that we both had a way to like a steal an item and steal it back there. So bye-bye Berserker. Now, the next Pokemon is going to be Big the Buddha, huh? So I'm going to go for Future Sight on the Snorlax. Now, Snorlax is, well, it's kind of thick here, and it's got Metro. I'm like, oh no, what is it going to use this time? And it's going to get Shadow Claw. I'm like, wow, that was a good move to use. It gets a Shadow Claw. Thankfully, it doesn't critical hit Mesprit. Mesprit's quite bulky, and it's going to take some Rocky Helmet damage there too. I'm going to throw that Calm Mind up there to try and boost the power of Future Sight as well. I wish I had Psychic Terrain, because you can put the Psychic Terrain up and actually boost the power of Future Sight too when it lands. It's pretty cool. So Snorlax is going to be a Metronome Last Resort set, of course, and Mesprit is going to be faded obviously to our Snorlax's Last Resort. I did get a bit of Rocky Helmet damage there, which is good. So this is really not looking too good. So we're going to go to Cosmog. I had a plan. I was hoping to execute it. So I teleport and splash. I was like, I wonder if I can get a... Snorlax has a berry. I don't know if it does. It might have a berry, though. Sometimes, a lot of the time, Snorlax does have a berry, with Gluttony and stuff like that. So I might be able to transfer the Sticky Bar. Possibly. We'll see. Snorlax is going to go for the Metronome, and it gets Hammer Arm. That's not going to do too much. Also, it's got Unaware, too. If it gets any, stat boosts or anything like that, Cosmog will be unaffected. So here comes the Future Sight. I saw that last turn there. Good damage on Future Sight, and it eats a berry. Like, yes, this is my chance, people. This is my chancey. So we got some health recovery from the Scissors Berry on the Snorlax. I unfortunately have to take a round of damage there from Sticky Bar, but it's okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to let Snorlax get out of this. It's going to go for Last Resort, and the Sticky Barb is going to get transferred, but I fainted it, but it's still going to get transferred onto the Snorlax, right? So it's now going to take Sticky Barb damage. That was perfect, So absolute perfection there. Now I've got Uxie and I've got Cosmome left. Okay, we've got Uxie. I can go ahead and do this. I don't want to swap in Cosmome because then it'll transfer that Sticky Barb back, right? Because I don't have an item. So I can go for Dynamax Max Knuckle here, and I can try and get some boosts on this Snorlax. This is perfect. Now the thing is, there's still 2 more Pokemon left, but I'm confident I can take these Pokemon out. And if I do, if I come across something that I need to stall a little bit, I can just throw in the opposing Cosmome, something like that. So here we go, Dynamax Uxie there. Did you see? It was focusing its mind there. Oh, what the? Okay, never mind. There's like I felt like something crawling on my leg there. Then I remembered I was in Australia. So go for the Max Knuckle here on the Snorlax, and that's not enough takeout, but it's still boosting my attack, so it's all good. So Snorlax, right? I was thinking, if it goes to Last Resort, I know they can live that easy. If it goes to Metro, I don't know what it's going to use. So I was kind of like hoping for it to actually go for Last Resort. So Sticky Barb is going to get a KO on the Snorlax there, which is pure content. So Cosmo finally got its KO. I mean, I think the video deserves a like for that. And the next Pokemon is Aggron. So like, oh, cool. I can use Max Knuckle on Aggron here. Will it take it out? Probably not, because it's probably going to have like Sturdy or something like that. Plus, you know, Aggron's got some pretty good defenses as well, even though it's got that, you know, big weakness. So here comes the Max Knuckle. Aggron takes it fairly well, considering how many attack boosts I've already got. And I was like, I wonder what move it's going to use against me, right? And it's got Metal Burst. I'm like, uh-oh. So Uxie does live that, which is great. And now I can finish off with another Max Knuckle. It's like, this is really good, because now I've got +3 in attack, you know. And it's not like last battle where I was burned by like a Sudowoodo, you know. It's very, very good. So that's going to be the end of the Aggron. And I've got 2 Pokemon left. And I've got this juiced up Uxie ready to rock and roll here. And I think, yeah, my opponent's only got 1 more left, and that is Mammoth Man, sorry, here. So my best move here is to go for a Psycho Cut. Now, Psycho Cut does have a chance of critting as well, but like this should do like a lot of damage. So I can go for Psycho Cut at +3 in attack against Mammoth Swine. Should do heaps. So we've got 70 base power. You know, whereas Power Punch has only got 40, right? So I may as well go ahead and go for that. So outspeed the Mammoth Swine here, go for Psycho, yep, that's GG, and it lived! What the heck? And then I got a freeze dry off on my Uxie, and Uxie is gonna fade. The problem right here is I'm starting, like, the salt's starting to build, like, all I've got is Cosmo, and I've got no attacks. I don't even have Rocky Helmet, and it appears to be a special Mammoth Swine here. I was like, what? Like, I just can't catch a break today, people. So anyway, we got Dynamax Mammoth Swine here. I think there was like 2 minutes left of the battle here as well. So a funny thing happened, right? So when I was streaming, right, my internet, like when I was streaming, like it started to flash on my stream, and my internet dropped out. Like the server dropped out right there, right before the end of the battle. But the battle still proceeded to go as well. Like people were roasting me, saying like I rage quit after that, but I actually didn't. As you can see, the battle is still going, but that's it. I couldn't do anything to the Mammoth Swine. He was going to take me out with the next attack. I was trying to stall them with Cosmic Power, but it wasn't going to work there. So I was going to take damage from the Toxic Orb that I got given earlier on from that freaking Palisand, and the Salt falling, and that's the end of the battle, people. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.